Joining now on the attack in Istanbul and more, former Israeli ambassador to Turkey, Dr. Alon Liel. Dr. Liel, thank you so much for joining us. Now, Israel intelligence reportedly helped prevent the Iranian attacks in Turkey earlier this year. Do you think that Israel had any hand in catching the perpetrators of this bombing?
No, I don't think so. This street, Istiklal Street, is covered by hundreds of cameras, lots of police. It's a very touristic place. I don't think they needed us this time. But if they will face another wave of attacks, similar attacks, they might coordinate things with us in accumulating material regarding the PKK. 3 months ago, as you remember, when the attacks were directed at Israelis, the intelligence cooperation was extraordinary, and our prime minister even went to Istanbul to thank the Turks for this cooperation.
Now, as you mentioned, Israel will be helping with security issues. Israeli Prime Minister Lapid has vowed to help Turkey fight off the threat of terrorism. To what extent, coming off of what you just said, do you think that that help will include? And why, perhaps, does that not go both ways? Why doesn't Turkey stop Hamas from operating within its borders against Israel?
Yeah. So first, in addition to the routine cooperation with Turkey that went on during the crisis too, economics, investments, airlines, and even tourism, we added a few months ago the security dimension and the intelligence dimension. Minister of Defense Gantz was in Turkey. Prime Minister Lapid was also in Turkey. And this is a dimension that was lacking in the last 13 years. Now, the issue of Hamas is in a way unrelated. Hamas is a kind of a sister party to AKP, to the party of Erdogan. There is no way Turkey, especially Erdogan, can just one day drop the Palestinians, drop Hamas and say, we don't want you, we don't want to work with you. It is built into the system, into the Turkish system. We can make sure maybe that they will not allow a military operation of Hamas on Turkish ground, but there is no way we can tell the Turks to disconnect their relations with Hamas, or even not to prefer Hamas to the Fatah. They will always do it, as Hamas is the religious part of the Palestinian society, and they will always prefer the religious part to the secular part.
All right, now back to the attack in Istanbul. Turkish officials have been quick to blame Kurdish groups like the PKK for the attack, but no organization has yet claimed responsibility, and in fact, the PKK has rejected any connection. Do you think that the Kurdish PKK is actually involved and is just lying about their involvement, or is it possible that this is a false flag operation in some sense for Turkey to clamp down harder on Kurdish separatists?
As it seems, it is a Kurdish-related attack. It does not have to be PKK, because there are other organizations, even military organizations, within the Kurdish system, especially in northern Syria. Turkey puts all of them under this PKK umbrella, because this PKK umbrella is illegal in Turkey and even illegal in several parts of the world. So it's easier for Turkey to point at the PKK and not at small organizations and unknown organizations. Also, the directing of the accusation toward the PKK is important politically to Erdogan, because it unites the Islamic forces and the nationalistic forces prior to the elections next year in Turkey. So even tactically, it's comfortable for him to accuse the PKK.
All right, now My last question is, Israel and the Kurds have long maintained that they share a sort of kindred spirit. How does Israel's explicit support for an independent Kurdistan figure into ties with Turkey?
Yes, this time also the media, the social media in Turkey showed photos of this terrorist with Israeli girls walking aside in Istiklal street. And this falls into this image, Israeli image, of being favoring a Kurdish state and favoring the Kurdish people. And I think this might have some effect on the Turkish public, but not on the Turkish government. I think the Turkish government has all the assurances from our authorities that we will not work with Kurds officially, definitely not on the military level, although private companies did so in the past, Israelis. But I think Turkey is not going to accuse Israel in any way in cooperating with the PKK.
All right, Dr. Alon Liel, thank you so much again for joining us.
Thank you.